Hello reptile enthusiasts. Today I got a very special video. Boa constrictors can be beautiful and fascinating creatures, so stay tuned. With the right knowledge and care, boas can thrive in captivity. So let's dive into the world of boa care. First things first, let's talk enclosures. I would highly recommend a PVC enclosure. You can make one out of plywood, and also you need a really good locking mechanism. For sliding glass doors, I would recommend a showcase lock. For a boa, the cage size will determine the size of your animal. So if you have a juvenile or a subadult, you might want to go a little bit bigger. And if it's an adult, you can just kind of base it off of how long he is. So I'd say for a 6-foot snake, I would want at least a 6-foot cage, and maybe 2 or 3 foot wide. So like a 6x2 or 6x3. You want your enclosure to also be vented enough for a little bit of airflow, but not so much that you lose humidity. Inside the enclosure, you want a good substrate, such as cypress mulch, coconut husk, or topsoil. You want a substrate that can hold humidity well. Humidity should range between 60 and 70%. Too high or too low of your humidity can cause respiratory issues. You can also keep your humidity up by occasionally misting and spraying as needed. And also a good thermometer hydrometer works really well to keep your humidity and temperatures in check. And for heat, you're going to want, I prefer a heat panel myself, but you can use bulbs, and some people still use under the tank heaters. But I recommend a good heating panel. You want your warm end to be between 84 and 90 degrees, along with a cool end of 78 to 82 degrees. Also use a good quality thermostat to regulate your temperatures, because you don't want to cook your boa. Also, having a good temperature gun to measure the heat with is crucial. Let's talk lighting. I would recommend a LED white light strip, or in my case, I personally use an LED grow light for my plants. I would not recommend a red light bulb that you see a lot of people using or used to use. It's kind of like you think about, how would you like being in a box just in this glowing red world? So I'd stay away from those. Simple LED white light works great. I keep mine on a timer with a 10-hour on, 10-hour off cycle, 10 on, 10 off. So you will have to feed these guys. I feed him, right now he's on small rats. You want to feed them something that's about the same thickness as the thickest part of their body. Something that'll leave like a small lump, small noticeable lump. You would want to feed juveniles or babies something like once every 7 to 10 days, and you can just gradually spread it out the older they get. So right now I'm feeding him. He is just over, a year old, and I'm feeding him once every 2 weeks. You also don't want to power feed your boa, which is feeding them too often. A lot of people will power feed to make them grow bigger faster. You just want a slow, steady growth. Adults can usually go anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks in between meals. As far as handling goes, I just kind of support his body. I mean, I'm sure if you've been watching the whole video, if you've made it this far, thank you. But it's just, you just want to support his body. And sometimes he'll wrap around my arm and around my hands, and he can just sit on one hand. But tonight he's been really movie. We call it movie. He's just been on the go. But he just has shedded, so he's feeling a lot better. But you just want to give him support of his body and kind of let him move and groove. I don't particularly suggest letting him wrap around your neck, just because I feel like that could become a habit for him, and he wants to do it. And when he gets bigger, that could be a problem. If you do want to put him on your shoulder, I'd say just kind of let him do his thing and let him just go over your shoulder. But just don't let him wrap all the way around your neck. I typically just like to keep him up front like that and just kind of let him move about my arms and my hands. And when your boa goes in the shed, you're gonna, I try to leave them alone and just keep my eye on. But when they go in the shed, you might want to bump your humidity up a little bit, say more around that 75% range, and just kind of let them chill out. You could also put a humidity box in there with them as well, with spag moss in it, and just keep it real nice and damp. and they can go in there and absorb some extra moisture. This guy here, he will soak in his water bowl. Right before he went into this shed, he was soaking in his water bowl periodically. And he'd go in it and come out as he pleased. And then we noticed he started going in the shed. And you can tell they're in the shed because their skin will get kind of milky and their eyes will turn that opaque blue. And you know they're going in the shed, and just kind of let them chill. You can hold them, but just be careful because they are blind. He typically don't care if I hold them, but I just like to leave them alone. Give them their space, let them do their thing. And he literally just finished shedding today. Too bad you can't see him real good in this lighting. I know I have horrible lighting in here. But at some time in the future, I'll get him outside and we can get a real good look at him. Let me know in the comments if y'all want a video like that. So there you have it, folks. This has been my care guide on bows. I'm sure there's some things I might have left out or something like that. This is my first video, real video, doing care guide or anything like that. So bear with me. And I will probably redo this video in the future. Probably not no time soon though. But let me know in the comments what y'all think. So if you made it this far into the video, smash the like button. And maybe I'll see y'all again. Y'all hit subscribe and check me out. Peace.